Welcome. My name is Mike Sidlowski. I'm a certified landscape architect with the state of New Jersey. I am the president of Live Oak Landscape Contractors, and I'm here today with our chief designer, John Barinello. Good morning, John. How you doing?
Good morning. Good. Good.
John's in a good mood this morning because the Knicks have Carmelo Anthony, right?
Yes, big trade. Big trade. The Garden's back. I'm very excited. I'm like the only basketball fan out of the
You are the only basketball
20 people that I know.
Especially here in the company. A lot of ice hockey fans, but no.
A lot of hockey fans, but yep, they're back, so I'm excited. Good day.
Good. Today, we've spoken today, we're going to speak today about design, which we haven't done yet. We've talked about site analysis, the client's homework. We've talked about material selection, preliminary budgeting, but we just kind of went around everything and we didn't really talk about design itself. So we're here today just to talk about what we consider preliminary design. So John, why don't you take us through that real quickly?
Yeah, I think though that all those things that we talked about that he just said lead to and are necessary to have in order to come up with the ultimate design plan. And I'm going to hold this up right here if you don't mind helping me.
I'll give you a hand.
This, if you look at this here, this is an example of what Mike and I internally would call a rag, but it sounds very loose because it is very loose, and you can see that it's all done by hand in pencil. It's on trace paper, but this is how we like to begin the process. By hand, keep things loose, get ideas going onto the page, and be really free-flowing with it.
Yeah. I was going to just add that we're using, in this particular case, a big fat Sharpie, and this is actually what we consider a finished rag because we've had a series of trace paper designs prior to this that have led to this design. And those are even sloppier and loose, and we really feel that the design process begins with the hand to the paper.
Yeah, definitely. And as Mike mentioned, this is a finished plan. It's to scale, and what that means is you could take a ruler and, for instance, this particular scale is 1 inch equals 8 feet. So when we're sitting with you, the client, what we can do is scale things out, and you can see that from here to here is 60 feet or what have you. It's a useful tool to have the plans to scale. And so this is an example of something that would be preliminary.
Just real quick.
Go ahead.
Maybe not too obvious to some of you, these round circles are trees.
Yeah.
The centers are located. These kind of graphic, those are evergreens. This is a mass of shrubs. Below that's ground cover. These bold lines, these rectilinear lines, the house, the garage, the patio space. There's lawn panel, front sidewalk, and then the red line is property lines. And so we don't really call things out necessarily on these drawings because, again, they're still preliminary.
Yeah, I'm glad you pointed that out, actually. I sit with a lot of clients who don't know what those symbols are.
We take it for granted, unfortunately.
Yeah. So actually, this is going to illustrate a point that is very important in our design process, and that point is that, much similar to the hand-drawn plan, this is the building line, and as you can see on this plan here, it's actually the same building. And the point that we want to make and hammer home to all of our clients is that we'll do multiple plans during the preliminary design
Absolutely.
process. And they both might contain a patio, as you can see here, or even some of the other elements, maybe a hot tub, a fire pit, seat walls. But what we do is we draw them in different styles. You're going to have different types of designs. This one would be rectilinear on a 45 is what we call it, which means more straight lines but angles. But this one here is what we would call arctangent, where you've got straight lines but also intersecting with curved lines. So it's just a different feel, and it gives our clients an opportunity to look at different design options.
Absolutely. It's important that we provide different scenarios for our clients. We don't, some of our competitors or some other designers are under the philosophy that they meet with the client one time and then they go back to their office, they close the door, and then they think they know everything the client wants. And that's not how we work. We believe that we're more facilitators of our clients' desires and needs and wants, and we put those ideas together on paper and we represent them more than one way. The nice thing for a client is they can take an element of one drawing and mix it with another drawing. They might like a plan wholesale, or we may have to go back to the drawing board, which happens. But having said that, multiple designs presents multiple opportunities for a better product once produced in the field.
Oh, I couldn't have said it better. It's very, very important. I think it's a great process to go through multiple plans. And just lastly, we'll show you an example of a computer-aided drawing. By the way, these are also computer-generated plans. Okay,
But still preliminary.
still preliminary, but we have the ability to put them into the system, and we also have the ability within our computer system in the office to render the plan, which means color the plan. And it's just a nicer way to show you what things are. You've got your lawn obviously is green. It's easier, I feel, sometimes for our clients to see things in color because they can really decipher what is what in terms of patio versus mulch and what have you.
And we do whatever's required to get the point across to our client. We've done models in the past. We've done different kinds of drawings called axonometric drawings, which actually are three-dimensional. And we've done computer-aided designs in SketchUp, which is also computer-aided three-dimensional design. So we do whatever's required. If our client's having a difficulty understanding our layouts or our blueprint, then we definitely go the extra yard.
Mm-hmm.
But the color definitely helps.
Yes.
Punch it out.
Yeah.
So this is our preliminary design. I keep using the word preliminary for a reason. It's still loose. This is a design build company. We have a tendency to, work with our clients very closely in all cases, and things get changed. Right through our design process, right from the point where we meet the client, we get their homework, till the time we're in preliminary design, to the time contracts are being drawn. Just because it's a line on a paper doesn't mean it can't change. And we are flexible that way. Now, once we start the project, we need to know where those lines are, of course. But we're flexible all the way through the project until we get into the final contracts with our clients. And that's how we roll.
Yeah. No, it's
Yeah.
great.
Even our material selection is the same way. We essentially are loose with our materials, but once it's time to select them, we have the client sign off on those materials, then we roll.
Yep.
So, if you have any questions, don't forget to call us. Our cell phones on this, our telephones on the site, or you can call us on my cell at 908-413-4440 with any additional questions. Thanks and have a great day.